Okay, so we might make a start. So we're going to start with a little bit of just movement through your spine. So lift your arms at shoulder height. Yeah, that's it. So if you can stagger here. And then we're going to do something like, I call it the Tibetan prayer wheel. You just go from side to start off with. And start slowing it right down to the rhythm of your breath. And this just starts to move your body in the rhythm of your breath instead of the rhythm of work.
I do this in boxing. It's kind of part of the warm-up. You use a lot of your lower spine and shoulders.
And slowly come back to center and release the arms. Inhale and interlace your fingers in front of you. Push your palms away from you. As you exhale, tuck your chin under and then roll your thighs in. Push the floor away from you, and on the inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, soften your shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, lift the heart, and on the exhale, release, interlacing your fingers behind you. Slide your fingers past your tailbone. Roll your biceps open through your collarbone as you exhale. Inhale and fill your chest with breath. That's it. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale and extend down. Inhale, return to center and lower your arm as you exhale. Inhale, lift your left arm up and lean over to the right. Inhale and return to center. Wonderful. Now, come to the front of the mat, grab your blocks and place one block between your thighs. I use the blocks a lot, as you can probably remember from last time
It's been a long time.
subbed. Roll your thighs in and then try and heel toe your feet so close that you don't actually have to squeeze the block. The block is held there by sheer distance. And then that way you can get your feet back on your thighs. So if you roll your thighs in and back, that'll give you lower back curve. Lift your toes, firm through your quads. And once you've firm through the quads, lower your toes to the ground, gripping the ground and keeping the activation through the thighs. Lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, touch the ground. Lower head and shoulders. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins and extend forward. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale and extend forwards halfway again. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins one last time and extend forward. Exhale and lower back down. Place the block to one side and step back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out. Extend your hips to the sky. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale and lower down. Point your feet. Roll your biceps out and sweep your heart forward into Cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes under and push yourself back to downward dog. Lift your right leg back behind you. Step your right foot forward between your hands, coming into a lunge. Grab your blocks. Use them to place your fingertips on top so you can lift up through the hips, evening them out. Squeeze your right hip back, left hip forward, pushing down on your right foot. So your hands are there just for balance, not to hold you. And then lower your back heel to the ground. Left hand to left hip, right forearm to right thigh. Turn to face the left, coming into side angle pose. Inhale, lift your left arm overhead. That's it. Extend out through your fingertips, out, pointing up towards where the ceiling meets the wall. That's it. On the exhale, lower your fingertips to the ground. Lift your back heel up and step forward to the front of the mat. Lower head and shoulders. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, lower back down. Hands to your hips, squeeze your legs into the middle and come up halfway as you inhale. Squeeze your shoulder blades together in your core as you exhale. And on the inhale, stand up, release your arms. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. touch the ground, lower head and shoulders, plant your hands, step back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out, extend your hips to the sky. Inhale, come forward into plank. Push the ground away from you, exhale and lower down. Point your feet. Roll your biceps out and sweep your heart forward into Cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes under, push yourself back to downward dog. Lift your left leg back behind you. And then step your left foot forward between your hands, coming into a lunge. Come up onto your blocks with your fingertips. Lift your hips high, bend the front knee. Squeeze your left hip back. Check that your back leg is fully extended. That's it, lifting up to the heel. And then lower your right heel to the ground. Right hand to right hip, left forearm to left thigh, turn to face the right. And then lift your right arm overhead, pointing forwards. On the exhale, lower both fingertips to the ground. Lift your back heel up. Step forward to the front of the mat. Lower head and shoulders. Inhale, slide your hands up and extend forwards again. Exhale, lower down. Hands to your hips. Inhale, come up halfway. Squeeze your legs into the middle. And on the inhale, stand up, release your arms. So how's this pace, or do you want it faster?
I quite like holding the pose because I feel like, especially if it's a stretch, I like to hold just enough that you can kind of feel the whole body, or the activation of it.
So you want it much slower?
I don't know about much slower, but no.
Okay, so that was as fast as possible, and then we can go a little bit slower. Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, for me, it's like I like to hold the pose for a few seconds, just because I've got pretty poor effect. It's better than it was, but it's still poor for what I'd like it to be.
Yep.
I feel like I get more of a stretch if I'm holding it. The poses are very strong as well, so actually just holding them is quite hard in itself. So
sure.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll slow it a little bit down. So let's just go inhale, lift your arms to the sky. And then palms facing each other, soften your shoulder blades down your back, roll your thighs down and push down through the heels. Exhale, hinge forward, touch the ground, lower head and shoulders. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to your hips and extend forward. Exhale, lower down, bend your knees and allow your whole chest to spill forward. Lift up your toes, activating through the quads. And on the next exhale, move your blocks aside, bend the knees and step back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out, extend your hips to the sky. Lift up through your armpits, pushing your hips further away from your hands. On the next inhale, come forward into plank. Extend out through the heels. Exhale, lower down, point your feet. Roll your biceps out and sweep your heart forward into Cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, extend your heart. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes under, push yourself back to downward dog. And with your downward dog, roll the biceps up as you lift up through your armpits and extend your hips back behind you. On the next inhale, lift your right leg back behind you. Step your right foot forward between your hands, coming into a lunge. Come up onto your fingertips. Squeeze your right hip back, left hip forward. Lift up through your back legs so that it's supporting you. And squeeze your right hip back as much as possible. Then place your right hand on your right hip, turn to face the right, lean your shoulders back, lean your head back, and then lift the right arm to the sky. And while you're here, check that your front knee is directly above your heel. Roll your right thigh in so your knee stays centered over your heel. Exhale, lower your hand to the ground, step forward to the front of the mat. Lower head and shoulders. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins, extend forward. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to your hips. Exhale, squeeze the core, squeeze your legs into the middle, squeeze your shoulder blades into the middle. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, release your arms. Is that good? Okay. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. Touch the ground, lower head and shoulders. And allow your chest to spill forward. Lift up your toes to activate the quads. Shift your weight back onto the heels. And on the next inhale, come up halfway. Sliding your hands up your shins, keeping your toes up. As you exhale, lower back down. Move your blocks aside, plant your hands and step back to downward dog. Roll your biceps up, lift up through the armpits, extend your hips to the sky. Roll your thighs in and back. On the next inhale, come forward into plank. Extend out through the heels, lift up through the shoulders. Exhale and lower down. Point your feet. Roll your biceps out, sweep your heart forward into Cobra. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Bend through the elbows slightly so you can keep your hips on the ground and extend the heart forward. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes under. Push yourself back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out. Push your hips to the sky. Lift up through your armpits. Inhale, lift the left leg back behind you and step your left foot forward between your hands, coming into a lunge. Grab your blocks and come up onto your fingertips with them. Lift the back leg up, extending out through your heel. Make sure that your front knee and your front heel are in line with each other. And then left hand to left hip, turn to face the left. Lean your shoulders back and then lift your arm to the sky. You're the left arm. Yet the one that's on your hip can go up.
I'm getting confused too. Why am I going the other way? I'm going the wrong way, aren't I?
Yeah, that's it. I know. It is very confusing. Trust me, even from my end. Exhale, lower your hands to the ground. Step forward to the front of the mat. Lower head and shoulders. Inhale, extend forward. Exhale, lower back down. Lift your toes, squeeze your legs into the middle. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, squeeze your thighs into the middle. Squeeze your core, your shoulder blades into the middle. And then stand up as you inhale. Release your arms as you exhale. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Extend out through the fingertips. Dig your heels into the ground, firm through the core. Exhale, hinge forward, touch the ground. Lower head and shoulders. Move your blocks aside, plant your hands and step back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out, lift up through the armpits, extend your hips back behind you. Push with your outstretched hands into the ground with every single knuckle on the ground. On the next inhale, come forward into plank. Extend out through the heels, lift up through the hips. Exhale, lower down, point your feet. Roll your biceps out and sweep your heart forward into Cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes. Push back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out. Push your hips to the sky. Lift your right leg back behind you. Step your right foot forward between your hands, coming into a lunge. That's it. Lower your back knee down and stack your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, soften your shoulder blades down your back. Squeeze your right hip back, left hip forward. And then clasp your hands together, pointing your forefingers up. Roll your biceps in towards your face, opening up through the back, lifting up through the heart. That's it. Wonderful. On the exhale, release your hands, lowering your fingertips to the ground. Lift your back knee up. Step forward to the front of the mat. Lower head and shoulders. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins and extend forward. Exhale, lower back down. Lift your toes, activate through the thighs as you inhale. Exhale, lower the toes but keep the activation through the thighs. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, squeeze your legs into the middle, firm through the core, squeeze your shoulder blades into the middle, and on the inhale, come up, release your arms as you exhale. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Push down through the heels and lift up through the heart, extending your fingertips to touch the sky. Exhale and hinge forward halfway. Extend forward through the crown of the head. Point your tailbone back behind you, lift your toes. Activate your quads, and on your exhale, keep your toes lifted but lower head and shoulders. Allow your whole upper body to spill forward, but keep your thighs active. You can keep them bent if you like. By lifting the toes, you're activating through the thighs. On the next exhale, lower the toes, plant your hands and step back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out, extend your hips back behind you. And then extend out through your heels, through the back of the hips. Inhale, come forward into plank. Push out through your shoulders. Exhale and lower back down. Point your feet. Roll your biceps out and sweep your heart forward into Cobra. Once again, bend the elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And now soften through the back so your spine relaxes coming down and you're holding yourself up with your lats, with the sides of the body. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes under and push yourself back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out, lift up through the armpits, extend your hips to the sky. Inhale, lift the left leg back behind you. Then step your left foot forward between your hands on the exhale. Come up onto your fingertips, lower your back knee down and stack your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, soften your shoulder blades down your back. Clasp your hands together and point your fingers up to the sky, your forefingers. Exhale, soften your shoulder blades. On the next inhale, release your hands, lifting your head up to the sky. Exhale, lower your fingertips to the ground. Lift your back knee up. And on the inhale, step forward to the front of the mat. Lower head and shoulders. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins and extend forward halfway. Squeeze your legs into the middle on the exhale and your shoulder blades and your core. And on the inhale, stand up. Release your arms. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. Touch the ground. Lower head and shoulders. Lift your toes up. Activate your quads. Exhale, lower the toes down and step back to downward dog. Push your hips to the sky, roll your biceps out. Squeeze your shoulder blades down your back. On the next inhale, come forward into plank. Push your shoulders away from the ground, extend out through your heels. Exhale, lower down. Point your feet, roll your biceps out and sweep your heart forward into Cobra. Exhale, soften between the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the heart, stretch it forward. Exhale and release. Tuck your toes under. Push yourself back to downward dog. And lift your right leg back behind you. Bend the right knee and open up through the right hip so that you're beginning to lift your right knee to the sky from the right. And then slowly return to center. Extend your right foot back behind you. Inhale, step your right foot forward between your hands, coming into a lunge. Come up onto the blocks. Beautiful. Then lower your back knee down. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky as you stack your shoulders over your hips. Wonderful. Squeeze your right hip back, left hip forward. On the exhale, lower the right hand down, extending up through your left hand. On the next exhale, bend the elbow, tucking it over your right knee, joining your hands together in prayer position as you twist. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, turn. If this is available to you, you can lift your back knee up. If it is not, keep your knee on the ground. On the next inhale, lift up through the heart, turn to the front, lower your fingertips to the ground. If you have your knee down, lift your back knee up and then step forward to the front of the mat, lower head and shoulders. Squeeze your legs into the middle as you inhale. Exhale, release shoulders, head and your upper body down. Lift your toes up, push down through the balls of your feet, hands to your hips. Inhale and come up halfway. Squeeze your legs into the middle. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And on the inhale, stand up. Release your arms. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. Touch the ground. Lower head and shoulders. Move your hands outside the mat. Plant your hands and step back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out. Push your hips to the sky. Inhale and come forward into plank. Push down through your hands, lifting up through your shoulders. Extend out through the heels. Exhale, lower down. Point your feet. Roll your biceps out and sweep your heart forward again. Open through your collarbone. And the secret here is if you can't come up too high, lower down and bring your elbows into the center, opening through the front. Exhale and release to the ground. Tuck your toes under, push yourself back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out, squeeze your shoulder blades down your back, push your hips to the sky. Roll your thighs in and back. Dig your heels in towards the ground. Inhale, lift your left leg back behind you. Bend your left knee and open your left leg out to the left, opening through that hip. Exhale, return to center and extend that left foot back behind you. On the next inhale, step your left foot forward between your hands, coming into a lunge. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, soften your shoulder blades down your back. And on the next inhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Oh, hang on a second. Release your hands and lift your right arm up, leaning over towards the left slightly. On the exhale, bend your right elbow coming over the left knee and place your hands together into prayer position. Inhale, lift up through the heart, away from your knee. Turn to face the left. So turn at the ribs. Do not dump your weight onto any part of your body. So just lift away from it. If this is accessible to you, you can lift your back knee and extend the leg behind. If you're halfway on both sides, lower your knee to the ground. On the next inhale, lift up, turn to center, release your fingertips to the blocks, lift your back knee up and step forward to the front of the mat. Lower head and shoulders. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins and extend forward. Exhale, lower back down. Lift your toes, squeeze your legs into the middle, and on the inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, hands to your hips. And on the inhale, stand up. Release your arms. Okay, inhale, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, touch the ground. Lower head and shoulders. Would you like to stop? Okay. Step back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I don't know what made it tickle.
Okay. Extend your hips to the sky. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, lower down, plant your feet. And then extend your both arms to the front with palms facing each other. Look at the ground, and on the inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale and release. Now lift your right arm up, left leg back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your left arm up, right leg back. Exhale, lower down. Slide your hands back next to your chest. Roll your biceps out and sweep your heart forward into Cobra. Exhale, soften at the spine and lower back down. Tuck your toes under, push yourself back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out. And on the next exhale, lower your knees to the ground, coming to all fours. Now grab a block, place it between your thighs, and then roll your thighs in and back, extending back through your hips and out through the crown of the head. Make sure that you've got a neutral spine. And on the exhale, soften between the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up, away from your shoulders. Exhale and lower back down. Inhale, lift up, away from your shoulders. Exhale and lower back down. Inhale, lift up away from the shoulders. Exhale and lower back down. On the next inhale, come to a neutral spine. Grab the block and place it to one side. And then extend your right hip back behind you. Extend your head forward. Lift your left arm forward. And then lift your right leg back. Beautiful. Push down through your right hand, lifting away from your shoulder, firming through the core. On the exhale, lower your left hand down and your right knee down. Inhale, extend your left leg back, tucking your toes under. Get your balance, extend your right arm forward, and then lift your left leg back behind you. Lift away from your left shoulder. Extend out through your left heel and through your right fingertips. Firm through the core. And then lower your right hand down, left knee down. Wonderful. As you inhale, stretch your ribs down to the ground, arching through the back, look forward. Exhale, tuck your chin under, round your back. Inhale and open up again, unfurling through the spine. Exhale, tuck your chin under, round your back. Inhale and open up again. Lengthen your inhales as you do this. Exhale, tuck your chin under, round your back. Once again, inhale, open up again, lengthening through that inhale. And as you exhale, tuck your chin under, round your back, and extend your exhales longer than your inhales. Inhale and open up once again. Exhale, come to a neutral spine. Lift your right leg back behind you with your knee bent and your foot flexed, firm through the core. Push down through the ground. And then on the exhale, lower the knee back down. Inhale, lift your left knee back with your left foot flexed. Exhale and lower it back down. Now extend your right leg back behind you. And on the exhale, round your back, bringing knee to nose, or near enough. Inhale and extend back behind you. Exhale, round your back, knee to nose, or near enough. Exhale and extend back behind you. One last time. Round your back, knee to nose, or near enough. Exhale and extend back behind you. Lower your right knee to the ground. On the next inhale, extend your left knee back behind you. And then bend the knee, bringing it to the nose or near enough. Exhale and extend back behind you. Inhale, bend the knee towards your nose or near enough. And extend that back behind you. Inhale, bend your knee towards your nose or near to it. Exhale and extend back behind you. Lower your knee to the ground. Tuck your toes under. Push yourself back to downward dog. Open through the shoulders. Rolling your biceps out, extending out through the hips. Dig your heels down towards the ground. Firm through your core. And on the next inhale, step your right foot outside your right hand, coming into lizard lunge. That's it. Take as long as you need to get there and lower your back knee to the ground. Awesome. And now, squeeze your right hip back, left hip forward, and squeeze your right thigh in towards your shoulder. Grab your blocks if you're going to need them. So for this one, you can come onto the blocks with your forearms, and you can lower them as much as you need to. If you can come all the way to the ground, that's fine, but otherwise, just use your blocks. And then roll your right thigh down. As you roll it, it'll come towards the side of your body. Check that your left hip is in line with your left knee. And that the inseam of your leg is parallel to the middle of your mat. We're going to be here for a few breaths. If you're not feeling it anywhere, please let me know.
Is it okay if your right leg kind of goes out to the side, or is that the joint close?
There you're targeting a different part, so you've got to bring it in towards.
Towards your leg,
Yeah.
okay.
But you can turn your foot further out. So if that helps, yeah.
Okay,
So you're trying to get into your adductors and the inner part of the hamstrings. So you just by turning the toe out, it'll give you a little bit more access to that area. And then move your blocks aside, planting your palms on the ground, lifting your shoulders up. Lift your back knee up and step your right foot back to plank. Lower your knees to the ground and slide your hips back into a pouncing position, as if you're like the little lion in the Lion King. On the inhale, come forward into half plank. Lift your knees back again. Bend your knees and push yourself back to downward dog. Roll your biceps out. Extend your hips to the sky. Find your downward dog. And then on the next inhale, step your left foot outside your left hand. Lower your back knee to the ground. That's it. Now slide your hips back. Roll your left thigh in towards the side of your body. Grab your blocks and place them where you're going to place your forearms. So they can come up high or they can come up low. Whichever is comfortable for you. Check that your left knee is in line with the center of your that your right knee is in line with the center of your right hip socket. So look at your thigh, find the middle, that's where the center of your hip socket is, and that should be in line with your knee. Check that the inseam of your right thigh is parallel to the center of the mat. And we're here for a few breaths. On your next inhale, move your blocks aside. Plant your palms on the ground, lifting your chest up. Lift your back knee up and step your left foot back to plank. Lower your knees to the ground. Is pigeon accessible to both of you?
I can do pigeon,
Yeah. Okay, slide your right knee behind your right hand. Lift your back knee up. That will give you access to pigeon first, and then roll your left thigh in and down, tucking your toes back. Sorry?
I didn't know that was what it was called.
This was pigeon.
Recurrent pigeon if you find this one.
Yeah, no,
This one is alright. Yeah, so long as you keep your toes pointed in line with your shin, then that's fine. So check that they're not halfway. Yeah, come down, but we're going to actually activate your thighs first. So squeeze your right hip back, left hip forward, roll your left thigh down. Even if it doesn't come the whole way down, that's okay. That will align your hips. Because normally we favor the right side when we're here, because it's heavier. So bring all of your weight towards the left and lower your forehead to your block. Keep your legs active, and we're here for a few breaths. So I think Celine gives you about 45 seconds to 60 seconds on this. And while you're here, keep your back toes tucked, and that will allow you to keep control over your back leg. You okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This is a good stretch because I did dragon boating yesterday and I'm stiff. Yeah, just there.
Where did you do that? In the river? Or?
Yes, we went onto the river. It's Sandgate Road in Albion.
Did you win?
Oh, it was just practice. I'm only a novice, I'm starting. Now that I've ditched my tooth and I've got a run.
Good on you. Okay, slide your hands under your shoulders.
I haven't ditched them, they've ditched us.
Lift your chest up. Tuck your toes under, lift your back knees up, and then step your right foot back, coming into downward dog. Roll your biceps out, extend your hips to the sky. Let your whole body just find the downward dog again. Squeezing your shoulder blades down your back, lifting up through the armpit, firming through the core. And then on the next inhale, bend your left knee, bringing it behind your left hand, pointing your toes behind you, tucking your right toes back, and then just walking your foot back. Squeeze your left hip back, right hip forward, and then roll your right thigh under so that your right thigh's coming down. Lower your forehead down. Keep squeezing that left hip back so your legs stay active in this pose. What's relaxing is your upper body. And we're here for about 60 seconds. Okay, plant your hands under your shoulders, lifting up through the chest. And then lower your left hip to the ground, bringing your right leg in front of you. Keep your left knee bent. Place it next to your right thigh and grab a strap. Now loop the strap around your right foot. That's it. Grab the strap with your left hand and lift up through the chest. Push the strap with the sole of the foot with your toes tucked, extending up to the sky, lift up through the heart. If you're already feeling this, stay here. Otherwise, you can start turning your heart towards your knee. So let me know if you're already feeling it. You are already feeling it. Your right knee.
Where am I feeling it?
Yeah. Are you feeling it anywhere?
Not really.
Not really. So start walking your hands forward,
Yeah.
but lift through the heart. So keep your spine long as you come forward.
Keep it straight.
Yep. And your shoulders coming back. So I'll come over, make sure. I'm going to use a block to stay covered safe with both of you. So if you come back onto the block, yeah, that's it. And just hinge forward from the hip crease. That's it. Lift up from the middle of the back where you're touching the block. And then hinge forward just at the crease. Can you feel that? Yeah. What about you? Where are you going?
I'm feeling it in my calf. Mostly like it's a calf stretch I'm feeling here, but my back's...
Okay, so just lean slightly into the block, lift up.
Yep.
And hinge forward. You feeling it now?
Yeah, I can feel it in my hamstrings and calf, like I can really feel my legs.
Okay, so that means your hamstring and calf are stiffer than your back.
Yeah.
Where are you feeling it?
I can feel it. I can feel it everywhere, but I can also feel it.
Through there. Okay, awesome.
It's a really good stretch actually through the calf. I really feel it there.
Make it isometric by pushing the ball of the foot into the strap. So when you're pulling back, resist with the foot. That will actually feel like you're doing less, but you're actually doing more.
I'm like flying now a little bit there.
Yeah, and like on the inhale, come back, and we're going to swap legs.
Okay. It's a good stretch. I like holding stretches a bit like that. It's a bit like what we do in yin yoga.
So with that one, grab the strap with your right hand, lift up through the chest, turn your heart to face the left knee, and just resist the strap as you pull, lift forward and hinge forward. And I'm going to come over with the block as well. I love the blocks because then you actually have feedback onto your body rather than, okay, come back up. Yeah, that's it. So push back into the block and hinge forward from the crease of the hips. Yeah, that's it. So I'll get you to do the same thing. Yeah, that's it. So I don't have to do much. All I have to do is place the block in the right position and you guys can push back into it.
It's nice. It's a bit of a twist as well. Actually, this side I can feel it through my...
It is a twist.
Spine, yeah, as well. Through my back.
So while you're here, oh, no, it's coming off. Lift up and turn forward. And slowly return to center. Move the strap to one side. Place the soles of your feet together and lie back. Because it is a 45-minute class, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't mind if it goes over.
Well, we will go over by about 3 minutes, I think, because of Savasana.
Because, oh yeah. Yeah.
So I can give you 5 minutes of Savasana. So just keep your... I'm giving it to you via Bhujangasana, so bound angle pose. To make it more comfortable for you, place blocks behind your hands. When you get tired, you can bring your hands back to normal.
Okay.
So place your hand, the way you had it before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that. And then that's it, that way you can relax. And I'll do the same for you. There you go. And then that one. So I'm going to give you an extra block for this hand. There we go. That's for that. There you go. And this is... If you get tired of the pose, you can stretch your legs out and just place your hands alongside your body.